In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your grid in Maya to match Unreal's. Unreal is based on centimeters, so one Unreal unit or one grid unit in Unreal is equal to 1 centimeter. What's really nice about this is this allows for an easy transition from Maya to Unreal. So inside of Maya, the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to set my grid here. So I'm going to go to Display. Now by default, if you still have your default settings, this is probably what it'll look at, but I'm going to set my length and width to 1000, and I may increase this to 10,000 depending on the scale that I'm working on. I'm wanting you guys to focus on just like an interior of sorts. It can be a simple corridor, it can be, you know, an interesting mine shaft, a dungeon, a crypt, you know, really anything you want. If you're unsure, email me. Send me some screenshots of kind of what you're thinking about. If you're unsure, you know, contact me, hit me up on Slack, whatever you need to do to check to make sure that, you know, you're within the scope of what I'm looking for. Anyway. So setting up the grid, for now I'm just going to set it to 1000. Now this grid line's every. This is the important value. This is, you know, what is our snapping tolerance going to be. Now I'm going to tell you that we're going to set this to 10, but the easiest way to find out, and I have an image here, this is in Unreal, by default this number is set to 10. If you ever want to change that value, and I'll show you this in a different video, but if you ever want to change that value inside of Unreal, this is where you would do it. But by default this is set to 10 inside of Unreal. So we want to make sure that in Maya that our grid lines every matches that value in Unreal. So we're going to set this to 10. This is our snapping tolerance. And then we want to set our subdivisions to 1. And we're going to hit apply. Now something that I am going to make a note of is your camera. So I'm just zooming in and out here. Let me grab just like a polygon or cube really quickly and just kind of show you again how this affects, you know, your camera. Let me actually make this even larger. Why not? But as you can see, as I zoom out, I start to get some clipping happening here. This is really easy to fix. You can do this by clicking on this camera attributes. It's the camera with the little cog here. So I'm going to click this, and I'm going to change the near clip to 1. And the far clip, I'm just going to add 1 or 2 more zeros, and I'm going to hit enter. And then from there, as you can see, once I start zooming out, I don't lose my entire grid. All right, so in the next video, I'm going to show you how to make sure that your character is imported, making sure that all of your blackout pieces snap to the grid. Now, I'm not going to go over the whole modeling process. You guys have done this. You've been modeling for a really long time, but what I'm going to show you is, you know, making sure that your pieces do snap to a grid point, you know, playing with scale a bit, and we'll move forward from there.